Bob Iger plans to step down before contract expires at the end of the year. Now, this is what the story is being told from Bob Iger's angle is Bob Iger has reportedly told allies that he plans to step down before his contract ends. The Mouse heads board of directors chaired by ex-Morgan Stanley's Jamie Gorman is planning to meet next week and vote on who will replace Iger. Wall Street Journal reported, citing people familiar to the matter, Iger, 74, has told close associates in recent months that his decision was motivated in part of frustration about feuds that arose at Disney-owned ABC over his decision to suspend late-night Jimmy Kimmel last year, according to the outlets. Disney boss also reportedly has said he wanted to move on from the grind of being a CEO and focus on things including spending more time with wife and managing his women's pro soccer team, et cetera, et cetera. Now, while this story is being told, story comes out 3 days later. Disney names theme parks boss Josh D'Amaro as its new CEO. Rob, is this the clip from it?
This is actually the new CEO with Bob Iger sitting down with ABC
Go
News.
for it. Play the clip. Go for it.
Bob's a big risk taker. I'm a big risk taker, and that's been true my whole life with how I've approached growing as an individual to how I've approached the business world. And I think you see that on full display today. I mean, just several months ago, we announced a massive expansion in a new part of the world, in Abu Dhabi. We did that quickly, we did it ambitiously, and we knew there was a new part of the world to serve.
Tom, your thoughts with this new assignment, new appointment?
Okay, here they go again. So when Iger retired the first time, after he wrote the book, Send Me a Lifeline, The Ride of a Lifetime. The Ride of a Lifetime, that was the book. I got them out of order. It's the sequel will be Send Me a Lifeline. Iger, remember, steps down, and who did they put in there, Pat? Chapek.
Yeah.
And where did Chapek come from? Theme parks. And they said that he messed things up on the content side.
Yep.
He ended up in some sort of a dispute with Kathleen Kennedy on the content. And then Chapek, they're like, okay. This theme park guy has been unable to bring things together in terms of streaming and all the stuff we put together. So Chapek out, Iger comes back. Now Iger's leaving, and we're going to go get a content guy. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Josh D'Amaro is from theme parks. So here we go again. At a time when streaming is up there and we've got the merger of Netflix or Paramount or Warner, and we have the wars going on, and we have Hulu and Netflix raising prices and trying to find the equilibrium, and we've got people competing with the news division, like your podcast here, sir. All of that going on. Don't you think you would want a forward strategist in the content area to be there? Instead, you go back to the theme park guy that had recent successes, like building the theme park in Abu Dhabi.
By the way, it's a unanimous pick by the board. It's not
The
like
board
they had
was
had a second pick. I mean, everything I'm looking at, it's unanimous D'Amaro.
And it's March 18th, which means Bob Iger, after apparently the January board meeting, and by the way, he didn't make an announcement. He leaked it through friends. You notice that? Friends of Iger leaked it to someone at the Post. This is called getting ahead of the narrative and protecting your own reputation. It appears that Iger leaked it after January. They said, Bob, we've unanimously decided Amaro needs to take over. He's had a bunch of success this year with the theme parks. He's going to be our guy. And by the way, no, you're not serving out the end of the year. You're not even serving out first quarter. March 18th, Amaro's getting in the chair.
I've been at the company for 27 years, D'Amaro says. I've had the great benefit of great honor of working with Bob all of those years. So for 27 years, he's worked with Iger, first from a distance and now much more up close and personal. And I've watched probably the best of the best balance between these two things. As Bob talks about being close to the fans and guests, this is something that's important. I spent a lot of time in our beloved parks that hundreds of millions of people enjoy every year, and I see firsthand the importance of the brand, what Disney meant to them, et cetera, et cetera. By the way, his pay package is $38 million, $2.5 million salary with a one-time bonus of $9.75 million with $26.2 million of stock incentives, and his bonus on his $2.5 million is 250%. Quite honestly, this is a cheap contract with Disney. Like what a what a cheap company to pay so little for a guy that they want to turn things around. You're going to give him this much. You're like, this is a half. By the way, it was 466. The company was worth 466 at its peak. In 2025, it is now whatever 350, 360. I think this is a $1 trillion company, but bringing a guy like this, I don't know what's going to end up happening.
Well, he lives in California.
Starbucks, a much smaller company. You know what the contract was for Brian Nichol? You know what Starbucks gave Brian Nichol? What was the contract Starbucks gave to Brian Nichol, by the way?
It's a $40 million, I think.
I thought it was a $199 million contract. I could be off, but I thought it was $100 million plus. What was it? Pay deals?
Yeah,
okay, $113 million for a company that was worth, I don't know what it was worth at the time. Definitely wasn't the size of Disney, but they paid him $113 million. Guess what he's done? He's done a pretty good job. So we're going to see what's going to happen with this guy. Jeff, where are you at with this?
Well, I think they got the guy in the cheap because they're looking to do, can you
damage control?
Yeah, sort of. But these are the moves of an industry that's in the death throes. The entertainment industry, as we knew it, is dead. And some people realize it, some people don't. And the reason the entertainment industry is going through a radical transformation is because of you, people like you. Social media, the ability to create content freed from all of those, legacy baggage and everything else has led to a brave new world where the old way of doing things no longer fits. And so trying to push everybody into appointment television, which, does anybody actually watch appointment television anymore? I suppose boomers actually do, but most young people have never even turned on a cable box or even know what it actually is. Most people they don't even know who, nightly news reports. What are those? So the media the entire industry is going through some massive changes, and not everybody realizes that they're not going to win this. So I think Disney is trying to resist in the same way that Netflix and Warner are trying to resist the radical transformation that's undergoing on the industry.
Why give the job to a theme park? Rob, can you pull up?
It's the safe bet.
Do you think that's what they're doing?
It's continuity.
Okay, so Rob, can you? I think we've looked at this before. Can you pull up the percentage of revenue Disney brings in from movies, from theme parks? I do think theme parks is a big part of it.
But 30%.
Say that again.
I think theme parks is like 30%.
30%. What's next? I want to know what's next. Do you know the numbers or no?
I don't know the numbers offhand. May I ask you a question?
Please.
So how many big companies have you consulted with where they talk about a gap and you say, well, who's the number 2 in that division? And they're like, we don't really have one. You have it all the time. And you say, well, then you need to do the following 5 moves to get your company ready. You have these things all the time. What if they didn't have anybody on the content and streaming and they had just got Kathleen Kennedy to leave?
Yeah, so if you look at this, Tom, theme parks is 46, movies is 42, then a movie studio, streaming is 42, and then movie studio content is 11. Used to be a very different thing 30 years ago, 40 years ago. But that's like Amazon giving the CEO job to Andy Jassy because Andy was the one that was running Amazon Web Services,
what did
AWS.
AWS happen?
Yeah, no, you're right. And it's got massive profit margins that they put it there. But we'll see. Look, respectfully.
But the fact that D'Amaro said nothing, he didn't come out and say, I'm going to do things very differently.
He said, I'm a risk taker like Bob Iger.
Yeah, that buzzwords. He said nothing. There's nothing of substance in any of his comments.
What did you want to hear from him, though?
I wanted him to say.
What did you want to hear?
I wanted him to say that, look, we've done things wrong here at Disney. We screwed up Marvel big time.
He can't say that next to Bob, though.
What about an innovative campaign moment?
If he was a risk taker,
he would have
said it right there and said,
but then
look, you're wrong, Bob. Everything you did was wrong. We need to change course.
Brandon, where are you at?
Yeah, no, when was the last time Disney did something exciting? They have all the resources and history in the world to reinvent themselves, but they haven't reinvented themselves. This is like a NFL team firing a coach in the middle of the season and putting their offensive coordinator as the new guy, and when everybody, he has no track record or nothing exciting about him. So I think they could radically reinvent themselves. They could launch an innovative campaign, and like you said, they could be $1 trillion company with the resources they have. People want to love Disney. It's like fun and exciting to love Disney, but it's like California where they've literally done everything possible to make people hate them and make themselves a bad brand over the last 5 or 10 years. So I think it's super doable if they brought somebody with good ideas in there, but they shouldn't bring a guy who's been there for 27 years absorbing the bad habits of the prior CEOs.
So remember when Disney, specifically with Bob Iger, when he was celebrating, I won, the board sided with me to not allow Nelson Peltz. Remember that guy that Nelson Peltz was the billionaire that wanted to be on the board, and they rejected him, right? And Bob Iger successfully defended its slate, and the two billionaire-backed nominees were not seated despite several months of campaigning. It was Nelson Peltz and this other guy named Jay Rasulo. Although not a billionaire, he was the allied board nominee backed by Peltz's campaign. The fact that the entire board agreed on this hire is part of the problem. That's part of the problem. I would have liked to have heard 60-40. I want to hear a board member disagree with the stuff that they're doing. And at the end of the day, you got a brand. How many brands are as well known as Disney worldwide? How many, honestly, like Coca-Cola's one.
And the brands
McDonald's is one. What else would you say is a big? Rob, can you type in most recognizable brands around the world?
I thought Coca-Cola was number one, that every 300 feet was a Coca-Cola logo in populated areas. I think that's the stat. In populated areas,
Apple is one. Nike, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Google. So it's going by industries. Okay, Gucci, Chanel, Louis go a little bit lower. Let's see what media says. Microsoft, Amazon, Samsung, Meta doesn't even have Disney there anymore. That is pretty wild. Starbucks, Pepsi, KFC. But is there a ranking? Because when you think about Disney, to me, ran by the right person. If your board had a few conservatives or even pro-family type of guys, that there is the proper debate, there's such a massive if I'm running Disney right now, I'm looking at Netflix getting destroyed on TV. I'm like, dude, guys, we have a massive opportunity right now. Vice versa, each of them. We have a massive opportunity right now to win people over. What would that be? And
that was what Paramount did with CBS, right? It was the market opportunity to bring a news organization back to the middle.
And look what they did. I mean, they did have a little bit of a hiccup with that one guy they had to distance themselves from, who was tied to the Epstein files. Who was that guy, Rob, that was on the island that was part of CBS? The health
the
guy.
Dr. Peter Attia. I don't know if he was on the island, but he was in the emails with Jeffrey.
Not on the island. You're right. There's an exchange, a lot of friendly exchange. He talked about what a low-carb diet is.
Yeah, embarrassingly included in the Epstein.
Wasn't it something like 1,700 times he was in the Epstein emails, which is, not casual?
No, it's not casual. And he was,
Yeah.
You think the large shareholders could do anything about this? Because I know really past the board, it's just the shareholders that have the most influence. And, if they got...
Take a look at the board. Disney's board is long.
Well, look at who their
known as
largest
insiders.
shareholders are.
Say that again.
BlackRock.
Go look at the Disney
That's
board.
it.
Rob, can you
Yeah.
put up the list of Disney board members?
That's part of
and
the
tell
problem.
me who you
Right.
think on there is a
And then ISS and
forward-thinking,
Glass Lewis.
Exactly. I mean,
maybe rebel.
you have institutional shareholder ownership, which means companies like BlackRock are effectively controlling these businesses. And BlackRock is, we all know what BlackRock is. So that's one reason why some of these businesses are so heavily resistant to change, is because it's not
Just the
really
board?
owned by shareholders. The shareholders own the stock, but the proxies are voted by BlackRock, and BlackRock
And
doesn't
ISS.
care. Right, exactly.
ISS tells BlackRock how to vote.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on here trying to find out. I'd love to know how they donate their money. So one of them is James Gorman, chairman of the board, former Morgan Stanley executive. Then it's Mary Barra, CEO of GM. Amy Chang, technology executive with leadership experience AI. Jeremy Darick is experienced global media and communications executive. Caroline Everson, senior executive with experience in digital global marketing. Michael Froman, strategic growth and international trade expert. Robert Iger, Maria Elena Logomasino, investment executive. Calvin McDonald, CEO of Lululemon. Derica Rice, senior leader with experience in finance. And then you got Safra Katz, CEO of Oracle and longtime Disney director. And then you have Mark Parker, director nominated, elected as part of 2026 slate. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, if you look at Netflix's board, you know who's on Netflix's board? If you look at Netflix's board, I think Ted Cruz or Hawley mentioned one of the names that works closely with them. Netflix's board is similar situation. Which board?
Yeah, Mary Barra.
Who's that?
She runs General Motors.
Yeah, but look at the name right there, board of directors, Susan Rice. Who's
Exactly.
Susan Rice? former U.S. National Security Advisor, sitting on the board of Netflix.
See, this is the whole point that I was about to make. These boards all recommend each other to boards, and you don't have people on there that are going to challenge the CEO. The CEO does it by design to not be challenged. Do you think what technology company in their right? Let me ask you this way. Microsoft does not have a social media platform per se. Would Microsoft put Elon Musk on the board? No way. They would not put somebody on there that would challenge their thinking. That's not the way these boards work.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, both have a same problem. They can really capitalize. There is tens of millions of people that want to support Disney or Netflix if you get your act right. So we'll see what this new CEO is going to be doing. They got him at a discount. I don't know how good he is. But apparently he doesn't have good negotiation skills, because I want to be able to have him negotiate better with a $500 billion company than the numbers he negotiated with. Gang, once a year we host an event called the Sales Leadership Summit. If you're a sales leader running a business and you want to find out how is the most effective way to move your revenue, watch this clip about the event that's coming up with Sales Leadership Summit. Go ahead, Rob.
Say you're a CEO, you're a boss, you're an executive, you're a leader. Which of these 4 feelings do you want your employees or your sales team to feel the most? Do you want them to like you? Do you want them to trust you? Do you want them to respect you? Or do you want them to fear you? And if I was to ask you to order them and say, I think I want them to like me first, then I want them to trust me, then I want them to respect me, I don't want them to fear me, right? This whole thing that we're talking about. Developing salespeople and a big sales team, which can exponentially increase the valuation of your company, your income, your lifestyle. This is a big problem to solve. You have to get these 4 things in order while you're developing people. Once a year, I host a conference called the Sales Leadership Summit, which is purely about developing salespeople. And we go through this 200-page manual together. This year, we're doing it at the Trump Doral from March 25th to the 27th. And that dynamic of like, trust, respect, and fear is one of the ones that creates a lot of debate. If you want to find out how you can attend this event, click on a link below, get registered. One of our consultants will get a hold of you.
All right. Having said that, click on a link below. This is you have to qualify to attend. You need to do a minimum of $1 million and have 5 people on your sales team to attend this conference. But the link is below. Click on it. Talk to our consultants. They will tell you all about it. Cannot wait to see many of you there this year at Trump Doral.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.